Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. On this episode, I'm talking with you about 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I've previously read The Hating Game and I really liked it, so I was super curious to keep reading Sally's other books. I love romantic comedies, so this seemed right up my alley. This book tells us the story of Darcy Barrett. She has traveled the world and can say with certainty that no one measures up to Tom Valeska, whose only flaw is that her twin brother Jamie saw him first and claimed him forever as his best friend. Despite Darcy's best efforts, Tom's off limits and loyal to her brother. That's the problem with finding her dream man at age 8 and peaking in her photography career at age 20. Ever since she had to learn to settle. So, when Darcy and Jamie inherit an old cottage from their grandmother, they are left with the strict instructions to bring it back to its former glory and sell the property. Darcy plans to be in an aisle seat halfway across the ocean when that happens, but before she can cut and run, she finds a familiar face on her porch. House flipper extraordinaire Tom. He's bearing power tools and is single for the first time in almost a decade. Suddenly, Darcy's considering sticking around to make sure her twin doesn't ruin the cottage magic with his modern and grey style. She's definitely not staying because her new business partner, Tom, keeps wearing t-shirts on, or because that perfect face is inspiring her to pick up her camera again. Pretty soon sparks are flying and it's not the faulty wiring. It turns out 1% of Tom's heart might not be enough for Darcy anymore and she decides to switch things up. She's going to make Tom Valeska 99% hers. This book was such an easy read. I read it over before Easter, in fact, like 3 days before Easter. I was so obsessed with Darcy and Tom's story, but mainly I just couldn't stop laughing. There were so many funny moments and their sexual tension was to die for. I loved how independent Darcy was, since she was a traveler, photographer, even of her best friend's underwear collection, bartender, and even an assistant in Tom's business with renovations. It was so great that we see her finding her passion for photography again. And it was just amazing to read about this strong, stubborn, and independent woman that didn't take shit from anyone, besides her twin brother. Her relationship with Jamie was a bit troubled, and we got to see different sides of it, but I really loved how their relationship became even stronger by the end of the book. They both went through some things, especially Darcy, since she had a heart condition since she was a baby, and they used to rely a lot on each other. They grew apart as adults, but it was really special to see how by the end of the story, they rekindled their relationship and understand each other, even becoming better versions of themselves. And then, of course, Darcy and Tom, their story was made of ups and downs, and I'm probably just not talking about myself, but I was dying for them to just kiss. The tension between them was built so beautifully by Sally until the point where they couldn't turn back. It was amazing. Their connection was super deep, and even though Tom wasn't her best friend, only him could understand Darcy completely. And the same could be said about Darcy understanding Tom. It was really so fascinating to see them dealing with each other and leading the other to the point the other wanted. The love was always there, they just needed to get their shit together. This book really isn't just about a love story, it's about family and friendships. It's a sweet and sexy story with a lot of amazing moments. You will gain even some knowledge about architecture and house renovations which to me is always a new subject in books, and it gives us very cool visuals for the story. Also, a great metaphor for Darcy and Tom's relationship. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rita's Book Club for more content. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Happy readings!